Today we're heading to Fogo Island. We'll explore how the locals and business owners are maintaining traditional cod fishing while embracing sustainable practices to revitalize their community. I'm Kastine Coleman, a lifelong angler and your guide on this incredible journey through my home province, Newfoundland and Labrador, where the air is crisp, the waters are rich with life, and the forests call for adventure. Join me as I reel in some of the freshest fish you can imagine, explore trails winding along rugged coastlines, and then stick around as we whip up meals that celebrate the bountiful flavors of this stunning region. Welcome to Fishing the Rock. Nestled off the northeastern coast of Newfoundland, Fogo Island stands as a beacon of resilience and innovation. For centuries, the islanders have depended on the rich waters of the Atlantic, with cod fishing forming the heart of their culture and economy. But in the wake of changing tides, both ecological and economic, this close-knit community has stepped into the challenge of preserving their beloved heritage while embracing sustainable practices for a brighter future. Fogo Island cod is truly something special. You can see the pride in the way the locals talk about their catch.
In most every family on Fogo Island, they got fish, split fish, but out on the northeast coast of Newfoundland and Fogo Island, it's really good fish. And they sooner have Fogo Island fish, I guess, than any in Newfoundland, really.
Fogo Island has a rich history rooted in traditional cod fishing practices. With the decline of the cod industry due to overfishing and regulatory changes, the community has adapted to ensure the survival of their cultural heritage while embracing modern, sustainable practices and economic diversification. Tourism development is one of the most obvious adaptations. The modern artist structures on Fogo Island create a striking contrast with the island's rugged landscape, embodying a harmonious blend of contemporary design and natural beauty. The sleek, minimalist design stands out against the backdrop of jagged cliffs, crashing waves, and the vibrant colors of weathered fishing stages, reflecting the island's artistic spirit while simultaneously respecting the raw, untamed environment. Initiatives like the Fogo Island Inn, which combines luxury accommodation with a commitment to local culture and sustainability, have drawn tourists interested in experiencing the island's traditional fishing practices and cultural history.
The inn itself is a response to the historical vernacular of the island, so the way that things were built here. And you can see the references all through the way the building is constructed, both in the choice of the materials, but also in some of the construction methods and patterns and things. And so we try to reflect that a lot in the way that we're cooking. So finding inspiration in historic ways and incorporating them in a tasteful way, sort of holding on while reaching out. I'm the executive chef of the Fogo Island Inn. I've been working and living here for over 11 years. We've been obviously using Fogo Island handline caught fish since we opened. The whole idea of Fogo Island Fish and the evolution of the program has been very interesting to sort of watch and sort of see how different fishers on the island, some have moved away from the fishery completely and sort of retired, while there are a lot of new young fishers joining, and the number of fishers that have decided to participate in the program over the past few years is really encouraging. It's a beautiful thing that people see the potential of it. The idea of an inshore fishery where the money's staying a little closer to home. Fogo Island Fish was founded around the same time as the Inn project sort of came underway. And the idea was to really look at cod and the potential of cod as being a product that people didn't think of as a lesser thing, that they could see it as more, and that it would end up on tables in good restaurants. By going to the fishers and offering them a premium on every pound that they catch, so we pay the fishers directly in order to fish under the sort of prescribed catch methods that we have. Or some of those methods are handline caught, so one hook, one line, and it's getting pulled over just the similar way that it was 200 years ago. As soon as it comes over the rail, it's bled, put into an ice bath, and then as far as the processes are concerned, we have a sort of a clock running from the time that it's caught to the time it's frozen. So that way we sort of guarantee a higher quality product. And when you do a side-by-side of gill net caught versus handline caught, it's two different things, two different fish. The density of the fish is really special. Normally, if you get like a net caught fish, like a gill net caught piece of cod, you wouldn't be able to do that with it. Your finger would probably go right through the meat. So some of the things that we have to face working in such a place that's so far removed from everything else are just the logistics of accessing product. Our cooking ends up being really seasonally responsive. So what people are growing that week ends up on the plates of the diners that are here. Right now in this little set, you can see there's a bit of parsley, a bit of malva, some shiso. These are some lovely little squash that we received from one of our growers. We wouldn't normally have like a menu that you'll see over and over. It's gonna change every day, and it's gonna change based on the availability of what we have. And that allows us a sort of flexibility to purchase as close to home as possible. So the way that we think about it is trying to keep our money as close to here as we can, trying to make sure that we're spending those dollars on Fogo Island or here in the province. And we managed to keep over 80% of our food spending here in Newfoundland. There's no question that it's from here. Like we can point at the people that grew it, talk about their kids, talk about their grandchildren. Like we know where it's coming from, who it's coming from. Much like, I guess, anything, if you take a little more time with it and slow down, you can end up making something that there's a higher return.
Yeah, we always, I tries to turn with the sun, never turn against the sun. Something my grandfather always said. Bad luck fishing, that's what they always said. So I always turned right instead of left. My name is Sheldon Dawe from Sheldon, Fogo Island. Lived in Sheldon all my life. I made trips down the bay, well, like we calls it over on home, with my grandfather and father at the cod traps. And we made trips handlining as well when I was 5 or 6. I come from a family of, I'd say my great-great-grandfather, well back probably 200 years of generations of fishing. That's all he ever known to do. Not supposed to be, I didn't think it was supposed to be any wind. You're not supposed to be a draft, but it's breezing up a bit. Geez, you're only supposed to be 7 or 8 knots of wind. I'd say we got 18 or 20. Different world on the northeast coast of Newfoundland.
How come you go so far away?
The fish in the fall of the year got the tendency to move offshore. Like in summer now, we were fishing right in under the rocks. Like over in our bay now, on our side down, like the southern side down. There was lots of fish over there in June and July and August. But now, you wouldn't, you'd have a job to get one to eat over there. They're all off air. See if we got any luck. We handline because it's the best way to get a quality cod. Is no net marks, there's no stress, there's just a single hook, blade, the texture is superb, and it's a traditional way of fishing. Wasn't easy work back years ago when all they done was handline and fill up their skiffs. And that's something.
Watch out, seagulls, the tuna's coming.
There's more than one there.
How far down are they?
18 fathom. That's 6 feet in a fathom. So
Oh,
maybe 100 and something feet. Do you want to try to catch one?
so you let it go all the way down?
Let her go on until she touches the bottom, yeah? There's a toy there this morning. That's where you're seeing your line. Okay, she's on the bottom. Just take her now and just bring her a little bit tight and just wait for that tug. And when you feel that tug, give it a yank. She can go a little better than me.
It's because it's not a very big one.
Nah?
No.
It's a nice one, I think, isn't it?
Maybe it'll be a monster. Oh, yeah. Or a little one.
Got one?
Yeah. Oh, I even got the hook out.
Ah, I'd like for you to get an extra large one on. No, just to me, just to see people come out and enjoy it. Like it's not the same to me because I'm at it every day, right? The same.
Yeah.
But like you guys and the other people that was out, like, gee, their faces lit up. Like, no, it's nice. Put a little bit of ice on it now. For the Fogo Island fish, we all put in insulated tubs, nice as we're catching. And that's why they pay more money for us to catch it like that. A lot of work, but it's worth it. I'd say traditional handlining here around Fogo Island. Been here for hundreds of years, I'd say. Well, I'd say it was the first means for someone to catch a fish was with a baited hook. Well, I'm probably the 4th or 5th generation, and I've known all my grandfathers and great-grandfathers and great-great-grandfather before that. They fished and they also handlined cod.
Fogo Island has successfully merged its traditional cod practices with contemporary approaches, ensuring that the cultural heritage is preserved while also adapting to the economic realities of today's society. It's refreshing to see how the involvement of younger generations has revitalized traditions and encouraged innovation, showcasing their pride and responsibility toward local resources. Standing on top of the island's famous hiking trail, Brimstone Head, you can see the last of the evening light on the town of Fogo. As the sun sets over the North Atlantic Ocean, remember, every cast is a new adventure and every catch tells a story. I'm your host, Kastine Coleman. Tight lines, and I'll see you next time on Fishing the Rock.